Live for yourself, not for others. The journey to reclaim your true self. Imagine waking up one morning like any other. But this time, in that very moment of consciousness, you realize that your entire life has gradually been overshadowed by the voices, expectations, and judgments of others. Every decision, every path you have taken is no longer driven by your passions or inner desires but by the fear of being judged. In an era where social media and constant comparison dominate our lives, living authentically has become a daunting challenge, one that requires immense courage. It is within this context that the journey of live for yourself, not for others, emerges as a powerful call to action. Wake up. Break free from the shadows of external validation, and gradually rebuild your life based on your core values, passions, and dreams. This is not merely a superficial transformation but a profound inner evolution, one where you learn to listen to your own voice, uncover your inner strength, and cultivate true independence and fulfillment. At Practical Philosophy, we believe that everyone has the right to live life on their own terms, free from societal molds, stereotypes, and imposed expectations. Our mission is to bring you practical life philosophies and concrete strategies that help you transform fear into motivation, embrace your true self, and establish unshakable self-worth. Through this series, we will delve into the depths of self-awareness, exploring the root causes of fear and external pressures, while introducing actionable methods to build a strong foundation of inner resilience. With each video, Practical Philosophy will be your companion, guiding you to realize that only you have the power to define your own life. Every step, no matter how small, is a crucial milestone on the path to inner freedom, where passion, conviction, and personal values are nurtured and celebrated. Are you ready to embark on the journey of self-discovery? Because a truly meaningful life begins the moment you awaken to your own truth and dare to live authentically. Practical Philosophy welcomes you to this transformative journey, where philosophy comes to life, empowering you to create a future of freedom, creativity, and inspiration. Join Practical Philosophy as we embark on the journey to reclaim your true self, where you will learn to confront fear, affirm your intrinsic value, and turn each passing day into a meaningful step toward personal freedom. Rocket. Part 1. The beginning, awareness and letting go of constraints. Imagine a morning when you wake up, breathe in the crisp air of a new day, and suddenly realize that, while you've been caught up in the fast-paced rhythm of life, your entire existence has gradually been eroded by the voices, expectations, and relentless judgments of others. Perhaps you still remember the mornings of your youth, when dreams shone as brightly as the morning sun, when self-belief was limitless and filled with passion. But over time, we get swept up in the current of acceptance, where every decision, no matter how small, seems to be dictated by the fear of judgment rather than the burning desires of our hearts. Maybe, in those quiet moments amid the noise of modern life, you have asked yourself, am I truly living for myself? Or am I merely chasing the expectations of others? This question, though gentle, carries a profound awakening, one that reminds us that every step in life, whether a hesitant one or a bold decision, can be shaped by the fear of not being accepted. And so, gradually, your life starts to lose its unique essence, turning into a mere reflection of societal templates rather than an authentic expression of who you are. In the journey to reclaim your true self, external pressures are inevitable, voices that echo from all directions. Psychologists like Abraham Maslow have pointed out that the need for belonging and connection is deeply ingrained in human nature. However, when the desire for unconditional acceptance becomes overpowering, it turns into an invisible prison, compelling us to abandon our creativity and authentic self. Ask yourself, have I ever given up on a unique idea, a personal style, or even a relationship just because I feared being misjudged? Such moments don't just stifle creativity, they also erode your sense of self, making you lose sight of your true identity. Let's draw inspiration from the past, from those who dared to live life on their own terms. Think of Vincent van Gogh, a brilliant artist who, despite living in poverty and enduring constant ridicule, remained steadfast in his artistic passion. If he had let fear and criticism hinder his creativity, the world would have been deprived of his timeless masterpieces, works that later inspired millions of souls. These stories remind us that living authentically is not just a personal right but the key to innovation, creativity, and true happiness. Fear and dependence on external validation are not inherent within us. They are cultivated from childhood, through parental teachings. Early experiences of being rewarded for compliance, and being criticized for standing out. Every comment from a teacher, every judging glance from a friend, and every societal expectation gradually builds an invisible wall around us. But does conforming to these molds truly lead to lasting happiness? When every step we take is cautious, hesitant, and devoid of passion, are we truly expressing our authentic selves? This is when you need to pause, look deep within yourself, and ask, am I living for myself, or for someone else? Recognizing the root of your fears is the first step to freedom, the first step toward letting go of external pressures and embarking on a journey to discover your true self. Once you start this path, you will realize that true freedom does not come from rejecting criticism entirely but from how you confront and transform it into motivation for growth. I remember the times when I felt lost and overwhelmed, when every remark, no matter how small, felt like a blade cutting through my self-confidence. There was a time when I abandoned a creative idea, not because I didn't believe in it, but because I feared it wouldn't be well received. I worried about negative feedback, judgmental glances, and being misunderstood. But over time, I learned a valuable lesson. Every time I let go of my need for approval, I found genuine happiness, the happiness of knowing I was living in alignment with my true self, in a way that resonated with my heart. The journey of letting go and affirming your self-worth is not easy. Nor is it merely about resisting external pressures. It is a process of returning to yourself, of learning to listen to your inner voice and gradually building a mirror that reflects your authentic value. Stand in front of the mirror and ask yourself, am I living according to my own desires? Or am I simply following what others expect of me? When you recognize these moments, embrace them as opportunities to practice self-affirmation, by acknowledging even the smallest personal victories and reminding yourself, I am worthy of love and respect, not because of what I achieve, but because of who I am. Every positive affirmation, every small act of authenticity, lays the foundation for a strong inner fortress, gradually dissolving the fear of judgment, and step by step, you will come to realize that living authentically is not about being a dull imitation of societal norms but about being the bold, vibrant masterpiece of your own creation. Through this journey, your courage to be yourself will inspire those around you. Because when you dare to live your truth, when you face your fears and break free from unnecessary constraints, you open a path to true freedom, creativity, and fulfillment. At Practical Philosophy, we firmly believe that the journey to self-discovery never truly ends. Every day presents an opportunity to explore, learn, and grow. Let's share our stories and experiences so that each of us can recognize our inherent value and live fully as our authentic selves. So, let this moment be the beginning of your journey. Let the external voices be mere background noise, while your inner calling becomes your guiding light. Walk forward with faith, courage, and an unshakable belief in your own worth. Because only when you dare to live authentically can you unlock a life of passion, creativity, and deep meaning. Part 2. Building inner strength and overcoming external pressures. 1. Facing fear. Stepping out of the forest of external judgment. Imagine that your life is a dense forest, where uncertain pathways and dead ends intertwine with the echoes of criticism and societal expectations. These voices are not just fleeting judgments, but fragments of past conditioning, deeply embedded expectations that never seem to fade. In this environment, those who seek inner freedom must summon the courage to step forward, confront their fears, and break free from external pressures to establish a strong and independent sense of self. Picture yourself standing in this vast, shadowed forest, where faint light filters through the trees, casting both clarity and uncertainty. Behind you, the voices of doubt and criticism whisper relentlessly. These voices are not just opinions, they're the remnants of societal molds, invisible chains that have shaped your decisions for too long. In that moment, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this fear truly my own? Or is it merely the byproduct of external expectations? When you realize that most criticism stems from others' insecurities rather than a reflection of your worth, you will find the strength to take your own path, no matter how difficult the journey ahead may seem. 2. Self-awareness and dealing with criticism. Throughout life, you may have experienced moments when harsh words shook your confidence. Rather than being swept away by these emotions, you can practice emotional detachment, a technique that allows you to observe yourself from an objective perspective. Small diamond cognitive restructuring exercise. Whenever you face criticism, pause and ask yourself, does this judgment truly define me? Or is it a reflection of the speaker's own fears and limitations? Is this perspective a narrow viewpoint? Or does it capture the full extent of my abilities? If someone says, your ideas are too unconventional, remember that their perspective is only one of many. The world thrives on originality, and what may seem too different today could be groundbreaking tomorrow. Small diamond practicing mindfulness. Dedicate a few minutes each day to meditation or mindful breathing. As your mind becomes quieter, external criticism will lose its grip on you. Over time, you will create space between emotion and reaction, allowing yourself to respond with clarity rather than fear. 3. Self-validation and nurturing inner strength. Your value does not depend on others' approval or disapproval. True self-worth must come from within. Begin each day with a simple affirmation. Right arrow, I am valuable. I am worthy of love and respect. These words act as a mental anchor, helping you remain centered even in moments of doubt. Another powerful tool is journaling. Write down your thoughts, emotions, and even small achievements. Over time, you'll recognize that your self-worth isn't defined by external criticism but by your ability to persist, grow, and honor your own journey. 4. Establishing boundaries and confident communication. Living authentically requires setting clear personal boundaries. Boundaries protect your energy, reinforce self-respect, and ensure that your relationships are built on mutual understanding. Light bulb assess your relationships. Who drains your energy? Who uplifts and supports you? Recognizing these patterns allows you to set limits on interactions that deplete your emotional well-being. Light bulb assertive communication. Instead of reacting emotionally to criticism, express your feelings with honesty and composure. For example, instead of saying, "You always make me feel unworthy," try, "I feel hurt when I hear that, and I'd appreciate a more constructive conversation." This approach fosters understanding rather than conflict. 5. Shifting mindset. From external control to inner strength. A key milestone in inner development is shifting from being controlled by external opinions to taking ownership of your internal world. Small diamond recognize areas of dependence. Identify which aspects of your life, career, relationships, personal identity, are overly influenced by outside judgment. Recognizing these areas is the first step toward reclaiming autonomy. Small diamond define your core values and goals. When you are clear about your values, decision-making becomes effortless, external noise fades, and you gain a stronger sense of purpose. Small diamond embrace inner strength. As Viktor Frankl once said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. This mindset shift allows you to navigate challenges with resilience rather than fear. 6. Transforming fear into a source of energy. Fear can either paralyze or propel you. The choice is yours. Small diamond reframe failure as growth. Every mistake holds a lesson. Instead of fearing failure, see it as a stepping stone. Each setback refines your approach and brings you closer to success. Small diamond challenge negative thoughts. When fear arises, write down your self-doubts and then counter them with evidence of your strengths. This practice reshapes your mindset, helping you realize that fear is merely an illusion unless you give it power. 7. Personal reflections and real-life lessons. There were times when negativity overwhelmed me, when criticism felt like an invisible weight. But I learned that self-worth isn't built by seeking validation, it's nurtured through every small, brave step forward. I remember telling myself, right arrow, take one step. Even if it's small, each step strengthened my confidence, proving that fulfillment comes not from others' approval but from trusting my own voice and values. 8. Daily practices to sustain inner strength. Building a resilient mindset requires consistent effort. Here are daily habits that reinforce inner strength. Checkmark mindfulness and meditation. Spend a few minutes observing your thoughts without judgment. This creates emotional clarity. Checkmark journaling. Track your progress. Celebrate victories, and reflect on challenges. Checkmark physical activity. Exercise releases stress, balances emotions, and enhances self-discipline. Checkmark continuous learning. Read, explore new ideas, and engage with people who inspire growth. 9. Crafting a future of self-sufficiency and purpose. Once you've broken free from external pressures, it's time to shape a life where you are the true architect. Light bulbs set meaningful goals. Your aspirations should be your own, not dictated by societal expectations. Whether in your career, personal passions, or relationships, make sure your goals resonate with your inner truth. Light bulb cultivate supportive relationships. Surround yourself with those who respect and encourage your growth. The right community reinforces your authenticity and resilience. Final thoughts. The journey to self-liberation. From understanding fear to establishing strong inner foundations, this chapter has explored the path to breaking free from external expectations. Small diamond key takeaways. Checkmark recognizing and confronting the fear of judgment. Checkmark practicing mindfulness and emotional detachment. Checkmark establishing clear personal boundaries and confident communication. Checkmark shifting from external validation to inner self-worth. Checkmark turning fear into fuel for personal growth. Checkmark cultivating daily habits to sustain emotional resilience. Above all, your journey to self-liberation is ongoing. Each day presents a new opportunity to deepen self-awareness. Embrace your true identity, and inspire those around you. Railway track. You are not here to live according to others' expectations. You are here to create a life that reflects your truth. At Practical Philosophy, we believe in empowering individuals to reclaim their lives from societal expectations. Join us as we explore the deep truths of self-liberation and personal mastery. Together, let's create a world where authenticity is celebrated, and inner freedom is the foundation of true happiness. Rocket. Part 3. Transforming fear into positive energy and building authentic relationships. 1. Turning fear into powerful motivation. Have you ever felt that fear was like a massive boulder blocking your path? A voice in your head whispers, "I'm not good enough. I will fail. People will judge me." Perhaps it's the fear of criticism, the fear of failure, or even the fear of not being enough in the eyes of others. But what if I told you that fear is not your enemy? What if, instead of running from it, you could harness it as a source of strength? Imagine fear as a strong wind blowing against you. You can turn your back and retreat, or you can stand tall and use that wind to lift you higher. The only difference lies in how you perceive and respond to it. To truly take control of your life, you must learn to transform fear into a driving force rather than allowing it to control you. When you master this transformation, you will not only become more confident but also grow stronger and live a more fulfilling life. 2. Transforming fear into motivation. Recognizing and accepting fear. We often have a natural tendency to avoid fear, but doing so only makes it grow in the shadows. Instead of running away, face it head on. Take a moment to ask yourself, what am I most afraid of? Does this fear stem from a past experience? Does it truly reflect reality? Or is it an emotion amplified by my mind? By acknowledging fear as a part of yourself, you take the first step in reclaiming your power. A strong person is not one who feels no fear, but one who dares to face it and move through it. Instead of letting fear drag you down, turn it into a challenge for growth. Pushpin whenever fear arises. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Is it truly unbearable? How can I turn this situation into a learning opportunity? If I look back from the future, will this fear still matter? You will realize that most fears are not as terrifying as they seem. By shifting your mindset, you gradually replace anxiety with action, building confidence one step at a time. One of the biggest fears people face is the fear of failure. But remember, everyone who has achieved great success has failed many times before. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming a legend. J.K. Rowling was rejected over 10 times before Harry Potter was published. The difference between them and those who quit is not the number of failures they experienced, but how they responded to them. Pushpin. Try viewing failure from this perspective. Every failure is a lesson. The more failures you experience, the closer you get to success. What matters is not how many times you fall, but how many times you rise again. 3. Building authentic and meaningful relationships. We cannot go through life alone, but not all relationships help us grow. Authentic relationships are those where you can truly be yourself, without masks. Without fear of judgment. These are the relationships that offer support, listening, and empathy. Ask yourself, how many relationships around you genuinely bring positive energy? If there are people who constantly make you feel drained, remember, you have the power to choose the relationships that truly matter. Pushpin. Guidelines for choosing the right companions. Do they genuinely want to see you happy and successful? Do they respect who you truly are? Do they listen to you without judgment? If the answer is no, it may be time to reconsider those relationships. Pushpin. Strengthening authentic relationships. Learn to say no to things that do not align with your values. Practice honest communication. Speak your truth with kindness. Cultivate deep listening and understanding, because empathy is the foundation of all strong relationships. 4. Living life on your own terms. Once you have transformed fear into motivation and built genuine relationships, the next step is learning how to fully enjoy life. Stop waiting for happiness to come from external sources. Appreciate the small joys around you. Create meaningful experiences that resonate with your heart. Life is not a race to please others. It is a journey to discover yourself and enjoy every step of the way. Summary of Part 3. Checkmark. How to transform fear into a source of positive energy instead of letting it control you. Checkmark. Mindset shifts that help you see challenges in a new light. Checkmark. The importance of building authentic relationships where you can truly be yourself. Checkmark. How to enjoy life on your own terms, free from the expectations of others. The journey of living for yourself is not an easy path, but every step you take brings you closer to a meaningful, fulfilling, and free life. You don't need anyone's approval to live your life. Start living the way you truly want. Part 4. Maintaining a fulfilling life and discovering spiritual secrets. 1. The journey of continuous growth. Have you ever achieved something great, only to realize one day that it wasn't enough to keep you truly happy forever? Growth, transformation, and genuine happiness are not just about reaching milestones, but about maintaining what we have built. After learning how to face fears, strengthen inner resilience, and build authentic relationships, it is now time to create stability, a solid foundation that allows you to live fully. Develop spiritually, and stay true to your chosen path. Happiness and inner peace do not come randomly or through sheer luck. They are the results of small but consistent habits. The journey to self-discovery is not about reaching a final destination, but about continuously learning, evolving, and adapting. 2. Building sustainable strategies. We cannot change our lives with a single decision, but we can transform them gradually by cultivating small, powerful habits. Pushpin. Here are habits that will help you maintain a strong spirit and a fulfilling life. Meditation and mindfulness. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day to self-awareness. Focusing on your breath, observing your thoughts, and experiencing the peace of the present moment. Mindfulness does not change your circumstances, but it transforms how you respond to them. Journaling for self-reflection. Every evening, write down your thoughts, emotions, and lessons learned throughout the day. When you look back at your journal after a few months, you will realize how much you have grown and understood yourself better. Physical activity. The mind and body are deeply connected. Exercising not only strengthens your body but also releases stress and anxiety. Choose a form of movement you enjoy: yoga, walking, swimming, or even stretching in the morning. These small, repeated actions are the building blocks of a life worth living. We do not thrive in isolation. A positive support system keeps us grounded during tough days and fuels our motivation during good ones. Pushpin. How to build a strong support system. Like-minded companions. Surround yourself with those who share your values. These individuals will not only listen to you but also inspire and push you to greater heights. Communities that inspire you. Engage in groups that focus on meditation, personal growth, philosophy, or any space where you feel understood and connected. Inspirational mentors. Read books. Listen to podcasts. Or follow individuals with a positive mindset, people who have walked a similar path to yours. Learning from their experiences will shorten the time you spend struggling to find your way. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your circle wisely, and you will set yourself on the right path. Take control of your decisions and actions. At times, we let life decide for us. But if you don't actively choose your own path, someone else will choose it for you. Pushpin key practices for becoming the master of your own life. Set clear goals. These don't have to be grandiose, but you should have a vision of the life you want to create. Take small steps every day that bring you closer to that vision. Practice saying no. Learn to decline things that do not align with your values and energy. When you say no to distractions, you are saying yes to yourself. Embrace imperfection. No one gets everything right on the first try. Dare to take action even when the path is uncertain, because the journey matters more than the destination. 3. Discovering spiritual secrets to overcome pressure. Mindfulness, the art of inner stability. Life is not always easy, but when you anchor your mind, you can face difficulties without being overwhelmed by emotions. Pushpin simple daily mindfulness practices. Spend a few quiet minutes each morning before starting your day. Truly listen when engaging in conversations instead of planning your next response. When stressed, pause, take a deep breath, and observe your emotions without judgment. Inner peace does not come from controlling everything around you but from mastering your response to what happens. Journaling, a mirror to your soul. Think of your journal as a reflection of your inner world. It will help you see more clearly what is happening in your mind. Pushpin ways to use journaling for self-discovery. Write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. Reflect on a challenge you are facing and possible ways to overcome it. Record moments when you felt proud of yourself. Over time, you will see your personal growth unfold through your own words. Sustaining continuous development. Maintaining a fulfilling life doesn't mean always feeling positive. It means knowing how to return to yourself even when life becomes chaotic. Pushpin key reminders. Small habits, when repeated, create profound changes. A positive community is essential to your journey. Perseverance will take you further than anything else. The journey to self-discovery has no final stop. But every day, you can move a little further. Keep walking, and you will realize that a fulfilling life is not a destination but the very journey you are experiencing. By committing to these strategies, you ensure that your path remains clear, your mind resilient, and your spirit unwavering, no matter what challenges arise. Keep nurturing your soul, keep growing, and keep creating a life that truly belongs to you. Part 5. Elevating personal growth and fully affirming your true value. A transformation into a higher version of yourself. You have come a long way, breaking free from the control of others, building an unshakable inner foundation, and learning how to sustain a fulfilling life. But the journey isn't over. This is the moment when you step into a new phase, one where you not only live true to yourself but elevate your potential to new heights. How do you take your personal growth to the next level? How do you create greater value for yourself and the world? And most importantly, how do you affirm your true self naturally, without being swayed by external opinions? This chapter is the answer. We will explore not only self-improvement but also how to become an influential individual, a leader in your own life, and a source of inspiration for others. Prepare for a breakthrough. This is the time to affirm your worth in a complete and undeniable way. Discovering the wholeness of yourself. 1. Defining your vision and life mission. Life is most meaningful when you know what you are living for. When you have a clear vision and mission, every decision and action gains purpose. Pushpin ask yourself, what do I truly want from this life? What makes me feel energized and alive when I do it? What core values do I want to live by? Your mission doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It can be as simple as adding value to others, inspiring people, or living a life without regrets. Pushpin practical exercise. Write down the 5 most important things in your life. Create a personal mission statement that defines your purpose. Use this statement as a compass for all your life decisions. 2. Self-reflection and measuring progress. How have you grown over the past year? How many personal limits have you shattered? Personal growth isn't about chasing constant novelty, it's about consistently reflecting and improving yourself. Pushpin: how to assess your progress. Keep a personal development journal. Write about what you've learned, the challenges you've overcome, and how you've changed. Ask yourself, have I been braver in making key decisions? Am I still affected by the opinions of others? Look back at your past fears. Do the things that once scared or worried you still have power over you? If not, you've grown beyond them. Strategies for advanced personal growth. 1. Continuous learning and knowledge expansion. The world is constantly evolving. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you must continuously learn and adapt. Pushpin: ways to accelerate your personal growth. Read every day. A good book can change how you see the world. Learn from those ahead of you. Follow, listen, and study people with broader perspectives. Act. Don't just learn. Knowledge only becomes power when applied. 2. Developing leadership and self-management skills. A truly strong person doesn't control others, they master themselves. Pushpin: how to cultivate self-leadership. Time management. Use your time wisely and avoid wasting it on meaningless activities. Emotional regulation. Don't let temporary emotions dictate your actions. Proactive mindset. Don't wait for circumstances to force change. Initiate change yourself. 3. Facing challenges and breaking limits. The limits you believe in are often illusions. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think. Pushpin: steps to step out of your comfort zone. Do something that scares you every week. Take risks instead of always seeking safety. When you fail, ask yourself, what did I learn, instead of dwelling on the loss. Affirming your true value and living freely. 1. Daily self-affirmation and reminders. Who you are is not defined by others, it is defined by you. Pushpin: affirmations to reinforce your identity. I live according to my values, not the expectations of others. I have the right to take control of my life, and no one can take that away from me. Every day, I am moving closer to the best version of myself. 2. Fully experiencing and enjoying life. Living authentically doesn't mean constant struggle. Sometimes, it simply means embracing the little joys of life. Pushpin: learn to appreciate simple joys, a quiet morning, a cup of coffee, a meaningful conversation. Stop letting worries about the future rob you of the present moment. Find balance between self-improvement and enjoying life. Conclusion. How has your journey transformed you? You have traveled from a place of anxiety and fear of external judgment to living fully as yourself. Taking control of your life, and affirming your value in a complete and undeniable way. Pushpin: key takeaways. Check mark: you don't have to please anyone. Check mark: you can transform fear into strength. Check mark: you have the power to shape your own life. Check mark: you have the right to live by your own values. This journey doesn't end here, it's only the beginning. Are you ready to live a life of strength, freedom, and meaning? Remember, everything you seek has always been within you. The difference is that now, you've learned how to see it. Rock it. Conclusion. The journey of practical philosophy and inner freedom. Throughout the journey of living for yourself, not for others, we have explored practical philosophical principles that reveal a profound truth. True freedom does not come from conforming to others' expectations but from breaking free of external constraints and living authentically. The key practical philosophies we must remember are awareness and self-mastery. Every time we awaken to the realization that external judgments and expectations are clouding our sense of self-worth, that moment becomes an invaluable opportunity to pause and reflect on the path we are taking. Transforming fear into motivation, instead of allowing fear to dictate our lives. We can channel it into a driving force for creativity and growth. Every failure, every challenge is a valuable lesson that shapes us into a stronger version of ourselves. Affirming inner worth. When we learn to affirm our core values and live by them, we not only create a meaningful life for ourselves but also inspire those around us. Practical philosophy teaches us that freedom is not merely an abstract concept but an ongoing practice, expressed through every thought, every action, and every small decision we make daily. Always remember that you are the author of your own story. No one else has the power to define who you are but you. If you ever feel exhausted by the storms of life, return to the inner values you have cultivated. Let healthy habits, genuine connections, and the wisdom of practical philosophy be your constant source of encouragement as you continue walking the path of freedom and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this meaningful journey. Stay connected with practical philosophy as we continue to explore and apply timeless philosophical principles that empower you to become the best version of yourself. Live true to yourself, and let practical philosophy guide your every step. Rocket.